Yes. Amil, good afternoon. Hello, Dan. How are you? Hi. Hello. Mukofi. How are you doing? It's been a long time. Actually, we have not live streamed like 2 days, but today we are not missing NFP. Today we are not missing NFP. We have to look. I have to give you some information here. We have to try and make something out of this. Yep. Yes. Yes. So, of course, make sure that you like and also leave a comment on the chat as you're going to proceed on this. Leave a comment on the chat down here. Make sure that you do that. A comment on the chat. Amela, it's afternoon already. It's 2 p.m. in my country. I know it's different. If it's morning in your country, good morning. Good morning. Good more earnings. Good more earnings. We are going to earn. Hello. Yes. Good afternoon, Petro. Good morning. Good afternoon, anyway. Afternoon. Doing good? I'm doing fantastic. So energetic. I'm full of energy. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling so good. I'm feeling so good right now. I'm feeling so good. Let me check something as we are going to proceed on this. Otherwise, I really want to well, welcome. Yep. Finally, we have been talking about the gold actually hitting the price of 93,400, and recently you saw how the price is just decided to do. 3,400 is the price we really got from the gold. The price that is 3,400, and you can see it's actually formed from this candle 3402. And for those you remember, I was talking about the fear of putting the stop loss above that. Like these low numbers, there is someone who commented about it, gave me that name, and it seems that I've forgotten on that name again. Those zeros like 34, every time you see the price is actually hitting those prices, like especially the highest prices, like the 34 here, 35, like this was almost 35. So anytime you see prices like that, then you tend actually to put maybe your TP around 30 something, almost maybe 99 of it, almost to that figure, because most of the time prices are going to react towards that zone. Okay, so today is on NFP. We'll be talking about the stories of NFP, where we're going to place our entries, and how we are going to be trending this. Is going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. We have like 1 hour to go towards the time. I'm going to give you full information that we need here. From Iran, Amal. Yeah, you're from Iran, eh? Yep. NFP, Non-Farm Payrolls. And Mubarak from Kuwait. Hello, my brother. How are you doing? From Kuwait. Kuwait. There is this currency that you normally use, Kuwait dinar. Hey, how much is one Kuwait dinar actually in dollars? Just give me, you can just comment. Let me just know actually on the chat. How much is one Kuwait dinar into dollars? How many dollars does it well? Good morning from Ghana. How are you doing, Aruna? Good morning. How are you? Welcome on board. Yes. Now let's start with the prices of the gold as we wait for some people to join. I know they will be joining us later. Probably maybe when we will be having the NFP, but at that time we're going to be relaxing. But you know, it's always good time to mention some point here before that time. It's always good, because you see, when the time comes, like maybe 30 minutes to the time, the market is actually going to start behaving. There are a lot of things that are going on, for those who trade the stock market, like Tesla. You've seen how it has been doing because of the chaos that is going on between these two bulls, Elon Musk versus Trump. Yeah. After actually the Tesla skyrocketed, now you can see the prices just going on. This morning I was reading and I actually noticed that Tesla was down almost 18%. That was crazy. 18%. 18%. I think that was so big. It might have actually influenced the prices of the Nasdaq, that you can see the prices actually dropping all the way to 485. Actually was just doing here, but there are a lot of things that we'll be talking about right here, including the Nasdaq, on what we expect, the relationship, of course, of what we might be getting from this market. Allow me to move my picture here so that at least we can have some space to work on. Yes. I'm going to give you some, when we are trading NFP, actually, it is always good to know when I'm going to have some entries. It's the most important part. Of course, so many people expect that what is it, buy or sell? These things are mostly difficult to just know, but we are actually going to be talking about that and what we are going to be expecting from NFP, and probably just analyze. It's all not always that the market is actually going to, like NFP is going to be unexpected. And sometimes you can actually get the market is neutral, but the most important part is you check the market prices is always the best, and that's why we want us to be checking on the prices today. And then when NFP comes, then we'll be good to go. When NFP comes, we'll still be in a good position. So there may be no regret, like we did things in rush and all that. Good evening, Elvis from Kenya. Good morning, my brother. How are you doing? Welcome on board. Welcome. Actually, do you know that we have live streamed like 1 month? This is actually the month that's actually ended, right? like 4 weeks straight. And out of those 4 weeks, it's really amazing, because very amazing, because out of those 4 weeks that we have done live stream from Monday all the way to Friday, I've not seen any trends that we actually enter that hit the SL. And that is now the power. There's a power of patience. You have to be patient along. Let me know. Actually, you can actually even tell me what do you expect from NFP and why, and then I'll just give you my analysis as we proceed on this. What do you expect from NFP? Are you going to buy or sell? It's good always to hear from you as well. Not always on my side. Just tell me what do you have something in mind that you think is actually going to cost the prices of NFP? You might have actually have some information that I don't know. Yes. What do you think? Yep. It's always nice to interact, right? Who is here? I can see Paul expecting a long buy. Good afternoon, Dan. So, Paul, you're expecting the NFP to buy, and I assume you're talking about the gold, right? Hi, everyone. Yes, Akron. Good morning. I think some people saying good morning and that's afternoon. I don't know, because we are mixed here and we are family, just from different countries. Yeah, it's always okay when you saying good morning, good afternoon. All of them are very okay. Yep. Yep. Now that gold has actually hit the TP of 34, I was not live at that time because I know so many people actually were waiting for me to come. I was seeing the prices moving up, down, and the movement was so crazy. The movement was so good. I was expecting, and some people are, hey, where are you, man? Where are you? I actually decided to mute, and after this, probably we are going to plan when I'm becoming live again to at least have some series. Okay, Musa, good morning. Good afternoon. Your country, I don't know what the time it is. So, whether is let's even use the one good more earning. Like good more earning. It sounds good. Yeah, it's something great. It sounds good. You see, I don't know why am I excited today, because there is this time when actually it's like 5 minutes to the NFP and you are in a trend. And I'm going to highlight some mistakes that so many people that normally do, and these are things that you're going to avoid. And I'm going to show you how we are going to maximize on this, because I'm going to try and make some money on NFP. And I'll tell you why I'll make some money. I'll tell you why and how. I'll show you how I'll make that money and how. Musa, it is 8 p.m. That's crazy. That is not even afternoon. It's evening time. It's almost that's already night. Yeah. We are almost 3 p.m. around this area here, and we are trying to capture some amount of money. This is not a joke. This is not a joke, and this is not a game. This is not a joke, and this is not a game. This is serious. This is serious. So what do we have here? The first thing is you don't actually try to you don't try to. We have news, yes. We have NFP that you are waiting for the market to do whatever it's going to do here. We are expecting the NFP news. But let me tell you one thing. All you just have to do is when the NFP news comes, let us actually prove your point. Let's just have some areas that we are just waiting. I'm going to give you some of things that I'll be doing here, because I'll be showing you exactly whatever I'm going to be doing here and try to make money from this market. And today, I'm recruiting you to be scalpers. Yeah, for some few hours, and then we close. Yeah, you have been swing traders for a long time. From Kitambo, like 4 weeks, we have been swinging. All 24 hours, 12 hours trading, 6 hours. Today we are going to be very fast. So I don't know the timing in between the transmission of this video to your phone, but anyway, we are trying to do that one. We are going to try and do incredible thing. So I can see Paul says that he's going to buy. What are you expecting? Before I give you my own perspective, what do you expect from this market? Are you going to buy or sell, and why? Let's just know that. It's very easy. You're going to just highlight few things here, and it's going to be amazing. I know some people will be joining this later. It's very amazing. NFP, we are here now. What am I really expecting from this market? I want us to go back to the basics, because even the NFP will come and go. This news actually is going to influence the market. Somehow it's long term, and unless we even get crazy news, but of course the prices are to be respected. But remember, the decisions, of course, whatever we get here is the last month. That I think this is from the May of whatever just happened there, and that is going to be so amazing. But if we stick to the prices, if we stick to analyze the prices of what is going on and what is going to happen to the prices right here, then there is no way that we are going to go wrong about this. So that is the first thing, and that is something very important. I want to let me remove hand, because I don't want people to miss anything. I don't want hands to appear on your side. Okay. Now, what has been happening? So first of all, we were predicting that these prices were actually to go all the way to 34. We have already hit the 34. And let's see. The first time we were analyzing this market, for you can remember, is 31.20. That is where we started. But looking at this market is actually going to give you something different. This is daily time frame, and remember, we are starting here, and we're saying gold has been on the uptrend for a very long time. That's why the reason you can make, there's a mistake that you can always make and never make that, because if you make a single mistake, just single mistake, I'm not talking about the single mistake on the gold, then you're going to miss a lot. Because you can see right from this place when gold actually touched 2600, from 2600 all the way to almost 3000, there was no retracement, there is no any pullback that will actually happen. The market kept going on and on, and since then we have never actually even decided. The gold actually, it seems that you've even forgotten about this zone that you can see here. So it's crazy, because if you actually have someone like in trading, day trading, like you're intraday trader, like you enter a position and just wait for 3 days. Sometimes you're going to wait for long, and there is a high possibility that you can actually blow that account. It's crazy when you actually trading on. That's why I'm saying it's crazy. And one of the things that can actually cause that is when you see a spike of the NFP, because NFP actually just gives has the information that is that can actually influence the decision that can actually be made by the Fed in future, and that is in terms of the interest rate, and that is actually going to influence the price of how the prices of gold are going to be, the prices of dollar are going to be reacting. And with this, because now today is about NFPs, today is about US, today is about the US economy, what we are going to be monitoring here today. We cannot really talk about gold without talking about DXY. That's why we'll be checking that, because that is the main influencer of the gold tonight. That's going to be the influencer of the gold tonight. That is going to be our main goal tonight. So I want us to get started on the DXY and what we can expect for the DXY, because it is going to translate on how we are going to be getting this. Remember, the day is on DXY, and because we are going to traders, it's actually going to influence that one. And of course, you know that it's going to influence on what the price is and what we're going to be getting from this market. That is why it is always good we check on that. So I'm going to check on the DXY prices, what has been doing and what has been happening. Okay, remember last time we were talking about where I was waiting for the prices of the DXY at least to touch 99. Let me see whether actually we touched that, because Yep. Seems actually we touched 99. I don't know whether people can actually remember all these, but these analysis that we've been doing on the live, every time we've been live on YouTube, I've been giving out this information. And you see, one of the key things that are actually even this, I want to delete everything here and remove all the drawings and indicators so that we can have something like we are starting afresh, so that when this market, whatever it's going to do, we are going to be together, right? We are going to be together. And one thing that you realize is that from since these prices of dollar was actually right here, this is the dollar index, from the time we were achieving 109, this was actually when I want to see this big move that happened here and why the market has decided to do all this. This was Tuesday 14th of January 2025. Okay, I want to open another chart for the gold and check the same thing. Or I can do this, I want to show you the same thing. I can do a comparison here, but it is always nice to open another tab. I'm going to open another tab. There's some information I want, so we want to relate the prices and get some information on how the prices of the DXY have been influencing the prices of gold for a very long time, and see what we expect from that, because of course DXY is the influencer tonight and dollar is the main character. It is the main character. Buy, sell, buy, sell. You know, that is the most of questions that I receive like 5 minutes to the time. For those who are trained using the funded profams, you know, there are different rules according to different profams, but it's always crazy because most of them, if you're trying to do that to trend during the news, you are going to be in a trouble. You are going to take yourselves in big trouble if you're trying to do that with the profams. So be careful with that. So it's good to trail with your capital with this. But remember one thing, there are lots of things that normally happen at that time. I'll be showing you when to enter the market. So relax. Let's just give information. I will show you where and the strategy that I use to enter when I see these news. It's always good. Okay. And this normally works for me like almost 90%. Almost 90% this works for me. 90% this always works for me. So relax. Let's do this, because in the next 1 hour, like 40 minutes, I'm going to be done with this analysis. Then the next 10 minutes we just relax and be ready to execute the orders. Okay, be ready to execute the orders. That is what we're going to do. I was checking on the prices of gold on the 14th of January. On the 14th of January, and 14th of January, this is April. From 14th, this is, just look at this. I want you to look at that. Just look at this. I want you to look at this. This is actually what has been happening. If even you compare with this, this is around this is 14th, this is 13th, this is 14th of January. This is the 14th of January. I'm going to mark this zone here. You see, from this point here, the market has been rising all the way up, and that is the same time when this market actually started dropping, when this price is the same date from this date here. Just look at that. So I know we have some beginners here who are asking what is the difference. So I'm going actually to help everyone to just understand this. The reason we are checking the USDX, that is the dollar index, is to measure the strength of the dollar. Okay, and you know that the prices of gold are rated in terms of dollar. Okay, so we are just measuring using the DXY, and that's why you see from, if dollar is actually losing here, that means the price of gold will be moving up, and that's why you see from this time here, the prices of DXY has been moving down all the way to this point here. The same thing that has been happening, this one from this 14th of January. This is 2025 this year. From this point here, this is 14th of January, the prices has been dropping like this one, and that's why you see from this the same 14th of January 2025, the prices of gold has actually been rising all the way just like that. So that's why we are checking on the DXY, because tonight is the king of whatever is going to be happening to the gold, and that is where we are going to start. Let me reduce the volume. Yeah, and that's why I'm going to start now. Looking at this candle, you realize that let's check even more on the DXY, because checking on this candle, you actually come to realize one thing is that the DXY, is like we end an on the block here. Like I'm going to use simple things here. Like we end a big move here that was actually happening. And what do you know about this place? Something like that. Just look at that. Something just like this region was very important. Just this one, the market was actually trying to cover something like that. And for example, when this market actually tries to like touch all these region, let me show you what can actually happen to the prices of the gold probably in the future, or what is going to be happening long term. So we are talking about long time here. We are not talking about 2 days. But although I said we are scalpers and there's something that we'll be doing later, but later I want to analyze this, because I want you to keep observing this market for me for very long time on what is going to be happening. Is this NFP going to cause this market to move to one direction? Remember this starting point that we have here, but later what actually happened, the market decided to break all the way up, all the way down. But remember, when normally we get this kind of the market breaking up, then you just like this retest here, like when you actually even get this, I think this is almost 50% of retracement of this, and then the market actually started moving all the way down. Okay, that is what we get. Now the possibility of where this market might be moving in case of the days time frame is this market to break this zone. So in case this price actually touches this one, and that means that it's a sign of course of this market to continue moving all the way down, because already we got a breakout that happened across this region here. And that is what gives us all the information that we need, because now this a proof that the gold actually can continue to be even more weak and probably moving to 95, like on this way, even to 94. And that is going to be crazy, because all this move, if this is actually going to happen, probably it's going to drive the prices of gold all the way to the newest high. And gold has already touched 35. We almost touched 35. Is it a 35? Yeah, 35. So we are almost to hit $100 more, and then we hit to the point where the markets actually reverse, like we are $100 to the all-time high. Okay, because I think yesterday we hit the 34 mark, and now you can see we almost be moving there. So in case these prices actually keep and the DXY is going to weaken all this way, and then there's high probability we break this, and then gold can actually keep moving all the way up, and that is going to be crazy. This is not about in the next, probably like we'll be checking on the DXY and try to get some data in a crazy way. We'll be trying to gauge how the market normally move. This if the prices can actually move, the prices, when you use technical analysis to analyze the price of the market, gold and all that, we can as well, somehow it's crazy most of the time. It's not always true, but due to desperation of getting the exact data and all those crazy things, I always try to analyze the market to see whether we can get the trend on the chart on how the NFP has been moving, and somehow it can actually give you some clues. somehow can give you some clues of what market you can expect from that. Now, that is from this gold that we can see from this one. But remember, this is DXY that has actually been moving, and I think from this point on, that is the move that we have been getting. Now, now this is what I expect from the DXY. When actually it touches again here, probably 97.8, probably we're going to be react. But remember, the small move that we normally get on the DXY has big influence to the side of the gold. And yeah, it's as big move. There are a lot of information towards that and why, but let's not go much deeper at the useless things at the moment. But checking on this, you can see now after getting this, now this market is still moving down and there is no proof. Even if you just check on this, still this market is on downtrend and there is no, is it approval, what do you call it? There is no tangible evidence to show us that this market is done by moving down, that maybe the downtrend, maybe the bearish move is over. All right, there is no proof for that. Still this market is moving down, and that is what we get from the DXY. Dollar is still weakening. There are a lot of things that are happening in the US that probably are causing these, the prices of the dollar to continue moving on the downside. So when you talk about DXY, still we're moving down and we are not yet done for it. For example, to say that now is going to push all the way up, probably half of these or 104 that can actually push the, we have not yet got that signal. But it is very important for you now to note this. When these prices actually will be reversing, it is actually very important for you to check on that. Always be checking on the DXY, because when the DXY will be market to, we actually show a signal of reversal, is going to be very important, because you know gold, as we said, let's just look on how gold has been doing all this time here, and at one point we are going to have a reversal. So, and you know what normally happens to the reversal is actually going to be bigger one. It's going to be bigger one, and that reversal can actually happen. Market continuously moving down. You're waiting for it to come back. It's not coming back. So it's always good to monitor a reversal. That's why I'm talking about reversal here. That's why I'm talking about DXY here, and that's why I started by mentioning this place that you see here. You see the top. The here, that is when we started a very big reversal around this corner here after this market started moving this way. Okay, so those are the things to observe from this market, because once we start now moving on the upper side, it's actually a long one, because you can see from January today it is almost a 4-month market moving all the way down, just like this for the DXY, and it has been pulling the prices of the gold all the way up. Is reversal yet? Is reversal around the corner? No. Reversal is not around the corner here, not yet, because you can see still the prices of the DXY just weakening as it continues like this. And that's why as this market continues here, this place is going to be vital, because it's possible for this market to keep breaking all the way to 97, 98, and it's going to push the prices of the gold towards the upper side. That is a long-term goal we have, probably next month or maybe the end of this month. So we still have in mind that gold prices are still have the energy. There's still, we are shooting on the hub. We are on the bull. You see how the bull always does. We are moving up. That is the bull market that we have. Still, gold is moving up because now you can see the DXY still moving down. And that's the same thing, that if you go to the same analysis for the gold, you're almost going to see the same prices. So that gives you an advantage. Do you know when you analyze this and you see something good like this, this gives you an advantage. Like most of my entries that I'm going to base them on more buys. That's why for those who have been joining this, who have been talking about buying, and even more. buying. That is what we've been talking about. Yep, that is what we be focusing on today. Still on buying positions, and I'm not saying that we are going to buy NFP. I'm talking about possibility of buying, and now we are going to base on our analysis now on the key entry areas, where when this market comes to those areas, now we'll be very keen to check on that. We'll be very keen to check on that, because if this market is actually going to return to 100, the gold is going to push the prices of gold down. Okay, but that does not mean that we are end of that, unless these prices actually breaks this. I think there's Samuel Kibia was talking about, you are talking about change of character on 4 hour time frame, but I think that is on the gold. Yeah, that is yep, change of character. That on the DXY probably is going to happen here when this market closes here. When this market closes here, now it's going to give us a different signal, because now it is going to show us that now we have the change of character now, because now we are done with the market now moving down. Now we are going to move up, and that's what we're saying now. From then, if this market touches there, then it's going to give us another signal for us to stay bearish for a very long time. Those are the most important thing that you have to note from that. Now, let's go to nail down this one and go and check where we expect our entries today. Okay, when do we expect our entries today? Give me 1 minute. Spanning Kate. There you go. There you go. There you go. That is where we are ending. That is why we are ending there. Yep. It's very simple. If you can actually check the comment that Savannah has actually commented there, that is what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. So if this market is on, let's talk about gold. If really gold is on an uptrend, is we are moving up. If you are still moving up and there is no sign of reverse at the moment. So if the prices of DXY, if the prices on NFP are going to be positive, that means I'm going to drive the prices of the gold all the way down. Then what are we going to do? Actually, we are going to be trying now to buy, because we'll be scalping. That's why I've been saying that we are going to be fast on this. We are going to be very fast on this, in case this price, in case the market is actually going to do all those things. It's very important. It's very, very important. As you can see that we are also always waiting for, but I'm going to give it, but most of what we are going to get here is that the market sometimes it's not going to it's going to create a lot of shadow, like when the market moves. Yeah, it can actually create a big shadow when the market actually moves. Yeah, because of what is going to be happening. So I think we are going to remain bullish, we are going to remain buy, but it's going to be more advantage for us when this market moves down, so that we can take an advantage of buying soon. Do you get that? But if this market keeps, listen to me on this, it's very important. But if this market, we get a negative data from NFP, we like, I'll be showing you the data that we'll be getting. If we get less than that, that means one thing. That means that that market can continue moving up without coming back. So we also be considering that. It's very important. It's very important as well. So, or we're going to remain bullish still. We're going to remain on buys positions, but it's going to be more advantage, of course, if this market can actually go down and then we buy. That's why I'm saying we can compare these prices with what is happening to the DXY here. I want to expand this market so that we can see. It's burning cat. There you go. There you go. I want to check on, let's check on the DXY. We are going to keep it up to this point here. So in case this market now buys all the way to this zone here, of course that is big. That's big. That's big. Even if it is buys all the way to 100, the DXY, then go and strengthens all the way to this point here. That is going to be good because already the market actually can just shoot all the way just down like that. That's going to be important. This zone is still valid, but we said this is the deal breaker here. If this market is going to close above this, that means we're going to have the trouble for a long time. That's why I wanted to check this more on the prices of the DXY, because also it's giving us some signals for that, and that is going to be very important as well. So do we put like let me highlight some few mistakes that you don't have to do. Number one, don't place, for those who put pending orders, don't do this. I want to just listen to these. Number one, don't put pending orders. Don't put buy limit. Like when this market you're expecting it to go down, are you sure that it's going to go down to a certain point? Are you sure that this market is going to 24 or maybe 33.20? You're not sure of that, so don't put. The other people are putting, that is a mistake that you can do. Others people, they put buy stops. You put buy stop and sell stop at the same time. You put a sell stop and buy stop at the same time. This means that what they do is that you come and say, in case this market will be breaking down this way, I want to put a sell stop here, such that when this market start moving, it will get my order here and then start moving all the way to the profit. And then you put another one so that you are all in, like wherever the market goes, you're all good. You put another one here. You say when this market start moving up here, it will skew to the under. That is a buy at this point here, which is above the current price. The prices start moving up, and then you buy from this. I really don't encourage that. Don't do that. Do you know what the market can actually do? I want to show you on the hard time frame what this market can do. Is very simple. It's very simple. There are a lot of things that can happen when the news or when there is news. For example, when we have high impact news, that is going to impact you a lot. Because if you place, let's say you put a sell stop here. When you put a sell stop here, if you put a sell stop here and this under, remember, sometimes sometimes for your order to be filled, broker to fill your order, actually fill your, because there are so many orders and the market is very volatile. So you placed your sell stop to sell at the 350, but when you open the market, you're going to see your sell stop is actually placed where? At 38, $12 all the way down. And what happens to the market? Yes, it start moving down. Probably it goes all the way to 35. But remember, you placed a sell stop here at that 350, and your order was actually executed at this zone here, around 40. And the market just started to move all the way to 35. And when this market comes here, because you know the market is very volatile, within some few seconds, the market start moving up. You see, it's actually you even realize that I placed the buy at the wrong place. Like everything just went wrong. Like that is the worst mistakes that you can actually even do. Sometimes the market can even flash just like this. It execute your order very far. Even like this place here, you end under a sell stop here. Then your order is actually placed here. But the miss market, of course, comes all the way to pushes it to this point here and then start moving up. And now this becomes your selling point and the market start moving all the way up. That is what can happen. So there's a lot of spike that can actually happen to the market, and that is what you don't want to be in. Avoid that. The spike is actually going to cut you in a very bad hand. Now, what is the solution here? This is very simple, and that is what we are going to apply. Remember what we have analyzed already. What has to stick in your mind is this. Listen, just know that this market I'm targeting to buy. So our target here is, of course, to buy. But when this prices actually comes here, continues to move down, we are going actually to see let's say when actually this prices, let's say the gold prices move from that 358 and the prices go all the way to that 310. Of course, you expect the prices to start showing like when that momentum is done, but we'll be checking, for example, where so many orders will be placed at that time. Okay, we are just 30 minutes to go and then we are going to set everything up. I'm just giving you some tips on what we are going to be doing on this. If you're watching this, ensure that you kindly like ensure that you like. Just to get relaxed. Okay, now remember this. So we have talked about the things to avoid and things to do, and things to avoid and things to do. Don't trend before the news. Okay, always wait for the result. So when we wait for the result is what is going to give us on where we are going to move, because you're going to place a buy. So assume now this market is start moving all the way here. Okay, then it means we just need here we are going to use, of course we are going to consider this. Just know this is 1 hour time frame. Of course this is 1 hour time frame, but I'm going to market I have lightened this position here, which is that 330. This point here may actually be, the market can move everywhere, but just know there are reaction points that are very important where this market can actually test. Okay, that is what you have to know. So in case this market is going to sell all the way to this point here, these are actually going to become very important here. This point here, 3330s, because the market can actually be pushed all the way to that point, 3330s. Remember, this is the last time we were to buy from those points, 3330. So that can actually become one of the advantages that you're going to have. But remember, before entry, don't be in highest time frame. Don't be in highest time frame, be in the lowest time frame, because so many candles are actually going to be closed very fast, so that you can see whatever is just happening. Okay, so that you are going to see the type of candle that is going to be opening in the next. Okay, so if this market is going to move all the way down here, then actually will be when this market now start moving up, when this market start moving up, then we'll be ready to execute those orders. But remember, some of these times that this market can move, and the whole candle that you saw, it actually becomes like magic. It just becomes all of it just becomes a shadow, like the market just revisited the zone and just went back all the way up. But at least wait for that market to come to the highlighted area that you're talking about. And here we are talking about NFP. It just depends on the data that is going to be released. If it's going to be heavy, then that's why I'm saying that even the data you're going to analyze it, if it's going to be heavy, like big margin between the data that you're going to be taking here, and that's why let's see the amount of data that we're expecting in the next like 10 minutes, 15 next we will have 10 minutes of silence. 10 minutes of silence. So I'm just talking in here. In the next like 15 minutes, I'm not going to talk. We are going to just wait for the result. Okay, we are just highlighting these things to do and not to do. Yeah, if I tell you that the market is going to buy and sell, then of course I'm nawandanganya, because the market is of course 50-50 here. Anything can just happen. That's why you see even the analyze there is a forecast here and there is previous data. The forecast is the analysts just they just analyze and then they forecast the data that's going to be printed here. That's why you see, if the market actually gets a surprise of that, then that is the time we get the market moving in like any direction that we get. So surprises. So most of the time, don't be lured by people telling you it is a sell, it is a buy, because there is no way. I can analyze the market analysis by using either my on whatever I'm using here, the news, but on this is actually difficult to tell, and that's why I'm saying that it's always, of course, a good thing to wait for this market to come to you. Is always nice, something very nice. Okay, so we are talking about buy, and then we'll be touching about where we'll be in case this market buys, what we are going to do. You get me? In case this market buys, where we're going to enter. In case it sells, then we have something that we're going to do. Let me give you the data that we expect today. It's very simple here. Today we are expecting I'm going, of course, to enter my entries here. Just relax. I have the time is running, and I want to be very fast in whatever I'm doing here, so that we can be on the same page when this market comes. I'll be very clear. I'll be very clear on what I'm talking about here. So you can see we expect, but remember there is different news here. Unemployment change is also another influence, but it's expected to remain the same. But the high possibility of surprise when we have data like this is, of course, it's fast. Okay, and now you can see we are expecting 126 here. So if you're going to get like, let's say even 200, I think that is going to be bigger compared to the forecast, and that can actually make the prices of the gold moves so big. Okay, and the other thing that makes this market actually one of the biggest impact that we can have, that's, I'm telling you the different impacts that we have the market. So in case, these are different things that moves this market. In case all these three average our earnings, NFP and unemployment, all of them just support the same, like they support the same direction, then that market normally moves up. But remember, when all this is saying positive, the other one is saying negative, they end up fighting because the buyers don't know whether to sell or buy, and the market don't really move so much. But when these figures are going to be agreeing on the direction, yeah, for example, here on the NFP, we are going to be getting positive data for this market. Let's say above, even above 126 is actually going to be positive. Is going to be positive enough. Yep, that is what I'm talking about, NFP here. And if we get, because you can see average hour is expected to at least be 0.03, unless if you get above that one. If we get like 0.4, it's actually going to be bigger, because if we are going to get NFP going to be positive, and also this being big like that, all of them, they are going to support that there's possible inflation that can come to the market. I don't want to talk about that, and can actually influence the prices of a possible, let's say, a possible future interest rate hike, and that is what can cause the prices of the gold of the DXY to move up, and causing the prices of the gold to moving all the way down. And when those prices normally comes to 33s there, when the mass market moves all the way down there, then we just wait. When others are being liquidated, when others are losing their account, we are in, we get in. So when you see this data supporting each other, it always becomes something crazy. Okay, that is when now we get information that is always good. So here you get positive. It's very simple. Get green here and get green here, and then get less. Of course, all of them, just when they are green, of course it's positive. I don't want to talk about the less figures, because you expect at least less of these to be positive, but that is a quick one. Green, all of them, as means we get the market moving down. Now I've already highlighted the areas that are going to be very important for us here. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to stop talking. I'm still moving, okay? So we are talking about those areas. But remember, this time, in case this market start moving down, listen to this. I want to finish talking so that we can talk about our entries and manage money. Okay? But this time I'm not into 43. So in case this market comes all the way down, I'm forgetting about 43. I don't want to talk about 43 here. I'm talking about in between 20 and 30, 20 and 30, 33, 20, 33, 30, in between that zone there. But I'm forgetting about, the reason is because you can see already this zone has actually been tested so many times. So those who are going to buy at this area here, I'm actually not in that area, and actually very close to 50. So 43, no, in case this market start moving down, I expect breakout. I expect breakout to move, and that's what I'm talking about now. 33.20, probably maybe the area that we have been waiting for so many weeks, that we predicted the other analysis that we did last week, and the market just descended to touch that 333. And we are waiting for that 330. Probably, maybe today, in case this we get positive data, it's going to push the market all the way like that. Anyway, that is for buy, and that is what we're going to be here. So first, wait for the data to be released, and then we execute the orders very fast, and we execute on the lowest time frame. That is going to help us. Okay, let's talk about now if we get market moving all the way just like that. Okay, still we're moving, but remember, where we started is that we are all on buys, no selling, no selling, no selling, no selling, just buying, just buying, because the market is on uptrend, and we are going to consider this. We're going also to be checking on the DXY to see whether it's going to violate any rules that we have set. Because if it's going to touch the areas that we have highlighted, I think it's going to change some of things that are going to be very important. It's going to touch some levels that are going to indicate reversal, of which now we don't want to go and trend against the market trend. That is the most important thing to highlight here. Now, there is key areas where this market is going to be, in case we get a buy from this market. Of course, you can see we have been struggling. This market has been struggling to break this zone. Let me even highlight it. I like zones. I don't like specific point, because you end up missing a lot of things. You end up missing a lot of things here. I want to highlight this zone here. I'll show you what we will do when this market comes to this area here. You see, this is in between that 380s, and of course, the market is going to now, again, in case we get a positive data, when this market comes to this point, so you'll be ready for reactions that we're going to be getting, because I trained the reactions. When this market comes, this is going to react from this, but the most important level is here. So when this market is actually hit 34, just know that is the end of it, because we might be getting all the way prices moving up. But when we're going to get a negative data that is going on the gold, let me say positive things, let me put this so that it does not confuse you with positive and gold and bad data. Let me say, in case the gold is actually going to buy and it's going to buy long, remember now that is going to be crazy, because now we'll be ending all the way up, and that's going to give us more information that now after these prices hit here, because of course there is moving back, of course when the market just pulls back, then we are actually going to either buy again. We are going to try and buy when the prices actually comes back. Don't rush. We are buying, but when the market does that, don't buy. Don't buy. When the market moves so fast, what we do is we just wait when this market spikes like this, most areas like 34 here, we just wait at least for another pullback of either 80% of that zone or maybe to the original point. Okay, and now we execute and buy a Honda, knowing that now, do you know what happens? What happens is actually the institutions just wait for you to keep buying. As the price start moving, they just wait for you to buy it. They buy, you buy, and the prices just start moving all the way up. And eventually you say, hey, the price is just moving down. And then you start panicking and doing all your things, saying, hey, you know, we just got gone buying. Why is it moving back? And when you lose your account, when you hit the stop loss, that is when the big guys get in. Okay, there's no rush here. Just patience. You wait for the people to do their magic, and then when they're out, you buy from that. So that is what we can actually do. Those are how you are going to be executing this market. It's 15 minutes to the time. What do? You sip the water and relax. So those are prices that I'm waiting. But remember, it's not always going to be that way. I've already highlighted 2 cases that when this data, all of those 3 data support each other, there's a big move. But when they get opposite of each other, like the one is positive and the other one is negative, what we normally get is either a spike to one downside and upside, and the market is just back to the origin place. That can still happen. That can also happen. It's always good when the data is released to check things fast. Okay? If gold, okay, no, who is here? Sablon, the Andams FX. Yes, and I think can just happen on the gold. Yes, I embed myself on gold to 33.30, then maybe 33. There are some buyers when here. Yeah, of course. Yeah. In case gold sells, then all the way, I'm going to give it even a credit of 300. But remember when it goes all the way, but you know, it actually depends on the first candle move that we're going to be getting from the market. That's going to that is going to be very important. So in case this prices touches like 33.10, of course I'm going to be targeting whole numbers 33, and when those prices comes there, then I can have short-term orders and long-term orders that I'm going to be having from this market. I'm going to set up my things here. Let me see. I'm going to set, let me see, set up. I'm going to, let me see, let me log into my account. Allow me to log into my accounts. Minimum, you can leave a question. Let me know what you think. But I've already given you some real things that you can actually do there. Now the market, I think this requires a lot of time, like a masterclass, or maybe to do all these things, to highlight all those things, and we started discussing about then data, how comes, what are we, because it's not only the NFP, also there are a lot of information that I left out. So probably if you think I've missed something, of course, yes, there are a lot of information we can talk about here that combines to give us a lot of things here. But that is the simplest thing. I was just trying to like explain a man language to everyone on how I do. That is okay. That is my how I do my things. That's how I do my things. It's not written anywhere, so don't crucify me when you hear things that maybe you are learning from your mentor and you are hearing buy sell and then think this guy is crazy and doing things. Huh. Okay. I want to allow me. I'm looking for my. I want to log into my account here because I'm going to be very fast. This is going to be marathon. Huh? Marathon. Marathon. Dun, 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 dun. My account is ready for execution. Remember, we are going to be fast. We are going to be very, very fast on this one. We are going to be very fast. We're going to be very fast. I think we have like 3 minutes to the time. 3 minutes to the time. 3 minutes to the time. 3 minutes to time. 3 minutes to the time. 3 minutes to the time. You can see it's like people are waiting for the sell for this one. Just look at how the market is reacting already. And that is crazy. I don't know how my PC is actually reacting right now. And I don't trust it at all. I don't trust it at all. I don't trust this. So I'm going to stick to my phone. It's going to do this fast. Very fast. I know also the phone has a problem. I like PC, but sometimes it's failing me, of course, as well. It is failing me somehow. Okay, let me change these to no. What is that? Are you ready for that? Remember what we said? If you can actually remember that, that is going to be good. That is where we start. I told you when we have some minutes where to go. So I'm going to execute these one as I'm going to be showing you right there. And I'm not going to trust my phone. I'm going to not trust my phone. So I'm going to move to 5 minutes. I'm going to move to 5 minutes and see what we have. 5. Woof. Hey, just look at that reaction there. Just look at that. Look at how the market has started testing the point. Woof. Yes. What has happened? 50 selling point. Yeah. Are we going to that? Is let me see what data we just received here. It's very important. This might have been neutral. Are we going to move down or it's going to be crazy here? Yep. We are going to receive positive. Positive 2. Now positive 2. The market is on a buy, so we are going to, when we cross 40s, we can actually have a buy right there. When we cross 40s there, then we can have a buy there. I don't know why we have been talking about selling and the market going down all the time. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Okay. I want to check something before the market moves. Not yet. But still moving. Let's see. Are we moving? This point here is becoming crazy. Probably now because it's not that strong for today's. Let's see whether we're going to be getting that way. I don't know where the market is not really reacting, and at least we got some positives here. 139. That was not that big, but average our earning has actually increased that big, and we got 0.4 from 0.3 that was predicted here. Yeah, so that was not big, but at least let's see whether this market is going to move at least to give us fair values to buy. So that was not unless maybe we got like 170 above 140, 139. That's big, but just a small one, not that big. 0.4. Yep. Yeah, unemployment rates just remain the same. We tested which point here? That was crazy. I was expecting lower prices. Below that. So we already touched. Which one is this? I'm still checking. This is 49. 49, and we are talking about 50 something. So that was not really that big. At least we couldn't have touched this one. But as you can tell from this market, after touching 75 here, we might be actually be testing this region again. We might be testing downside. Might be testing down. Down. We might be going back all the way to this point here, which is that 46, probably 46. We might be moving there again to test that region. Might be moving to 46. I was expecting lower prices though. I was expecting below 40s. I think the data that we just got there could have taken us to those points, but it's all well. Just look how the market is reacting from this. What am I going to do here? Let me try and do something. Okay, let me see whether I can. I want to place. Remember the point that we are saying we are waiting for the buys position here. You see now when the market is on uptrend, it's always crazy because it's always nice. It's always nice because you see, like you can be expecting the market to have, like for example, the signal is the data is positive, but you know the trend of the market. So many people are bullish, and the market is just waiting to move, and it's always crazy when you see something like that. But I'm waiting to see whether we can get to 46. That is going to be a fair price. That is going to be a fair price. 46 is going to be a fair price. 45, 43 again. That can be fair price. Probably we might be moving there, and considering this, I don't know how this It's just moving. Let's see. Let's see. When the market is on uptrend, is when the gold at this moment, selling is always, you can get all this information like positive data and you end up like selling and you say sell, 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 sell. You end up in big trouble here. You end up in big trouble. So always stick to what you think the market. I told you, when you stick the prices, everything just falls in the price. I want to see whether I can get lower prices to buy gold to 34 probably, and this is going to stay maybe for the next. That was not so much. Is it Trump actually overtaking all these things? Let's be honest. What do you think? Actually, what do you think? You know, like some months ago, some years back, like NFP was very influential to the market. Like that kind of ladder could have actually moved the prices so big. But nowadays, it's like when you get these, they are not that, they are not that powerful compared to this guy. This guy has actually taken everything, and it's crazy. Just look at how the market does things like that. I hate that. Yeah, I just want to. I'm always waiting to see big move, and then we bang on it. Do you think that the Trump is actually taking over from these things? Because most of his speeches are actually taking over, even market moving so good, even compared to the NFP, all those information. They are becoming so important, so critical, very, it's the information that is has high impact. Yeah. So do you think Trump is actually taking over? Yes. Yeah. Trump is actually becoming the big guy. You see, like, let's be honest. Like, the data that we got right here would have actually moved the price of the gold probably to 33.20s and 25. But it seems that people are not taking that serious nowadays. Like, everything we are basing it on this guy. And you see, like the other day, just saying anything, and you see how the market is jumping. And it seems that these things are becoming other things. I don't know. Just look at how, but remember, this is important as well. Mm, that is important as well. You know, when the market is moving, it's already good. It's already good. So still, I think gold might be hitting new high, because I was expecting that this news could have, the NFP could have broken everything. What is happening to the DXY? Just look. Even DXY actually did not even make the big move that you are waiting for here. This is not. But when you actually check the speeches of the Trump, you see the big move that is normally happening there. The big move that is normally when he speaks, all those things, information on how this market is still moving. And that is something that is crazy. And probably because now that was the chance for the gun to move. And by the way, I think I don't want to go much into the details of this thing here. Let's see, because I can see now. Look at that, it's still moving. And do you know how much I've actually made here? Just $50. 50 $50. But I'm still waiting to see at least the small prices, at least 40s. At least we have, just imagine the NFP, very positive, very positive. Hourly earning, very positive, but the market is just looking like this. Who are you? Tumewazoea sana, like we are used to you. They say someone bigger than that, and this is crazy. So I think this is crazy, right? This is crazy. This is crazy. But you know what is going to be happening? I want to show you. Let's see whether we can actually spot at least where people have placed some orders. It's going to be important, because I know there are some. You see how this market has been doing, trying to pump all the way up the volatility that we have. I want to see if we can get some clear orders be placed somewhere. That is going to help us somehow to see where we have some buys, sells, positions. And we have so many volume. Say volume is here. I want to hunt. I want to keep hunting this to see whether we can. Let's see. I want to see something. We are 50s. We are 50s. We are 50s. We are 50. 46. Okay. Just take in time, but I think there's no big volume that is in this market towards the downside. High volume is located 75 volume, big volumes, but more is concentrated around 57 here. That is one where we have much of it. But around here, when this market comes to this area, probability might be jumpy. But I don't even want to trust 43 again. 43 has been a very common point of touch. So I'm not going to be so much in touch with 43. I'm not going to be much in touch with that. I undersell position that I took, but I said I will not be entering this LFAU. That was just because the market was moving down. That was I have $100 here, and I'm going to close this. So I'm going to just close this. I don't trust this market now. Dun, 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 dun. Let me. Oh Jesus. I have this focusing quickly. $100 here, and oh, okay, it's not focusing, so let's leave it. We are 46. We are 46. Let's see 43. Then at least we can have some base there. 43. Just slow. You see, when you go and hurry some things, is not going to help at all. So 43, 43. We are 45. 45. I'm not trusting 43 because that point here, that region has been so common. It is very common. But anyway, I'm going to have a. I'm going to have one entry there. Who is watching this? Are you there? Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to have this, but remember, this is actually going to be moving all the way up. But I'm going to be monitoring it very closely because I'm going to put it just that is going to be my stop loss. Just $13 less. But I'm going to hold this all the way up. Okay, 40. So have we already touched the 43, right? 40, yeah, 43.1. 43.1. There's a market coming there again. Let's see. Yeah, just moving up. I think it will come to 33.46. We already hit 33.43. Already 33.43. Lynn Morioki. I think Trump is the biggest beneficiary in the market. Yep. I'm actually even started doubting, is the guy having a manipulation on the market? Because he started manipulating this. I think that waribia biashara, right? And Jerry, nowadays NFP and ZPI are not moving the market that much. Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. The poll is not actually the speeches of the poll is not that powerful compared to that of the Trump. That is the case. Have you bought at 43, 46? The market is moving at 46 now. We are there. We are 52. We are 52. 52. 52. 52. In case we are going to revisit that, and it's going. I don't trust really. I haven't on one position there, but I don't trust 43. I don't trust 43 again because you can see now 43 again, and the market was back. Okay, is it becoming a magical area or what? Someone tell me of that. 43. Oh, sorry. I think my, yeah, I should have placed it like that. We are 40.53 now from 46.43. That's $10 up. That's crazy, man. Are we really going to move to 43? Because I don't trust 43, although it's acting always all this magic. If you go to 1 hour minute time frame, you're going to see this being amazing. Let's see. It's going to be good. 5 minutes. Yeah, just look at that from our entry 43. Just one. Are we really going to move that way? Because I think when we revisit that zone of 43, a possible breakout towards the downside is going to be something that is going to happen within a blink of an eye. Okay, that can actually happen so fast when we hit there. I think I'm done with this. I'm done with this CPI. I'm done with this CPI. I expected more. I expected at least to make even more money from this. The big move I was waiting here, but seems here we are screwed here. Let's wait at least the position at the end at 43. I'll be waiting to see whether it's going to hit all highs like 34. But when we revisit that zone again, I'm going to be again. Actually, I'm going to break even. So if in case this market goes back to 43, I'm going to break even. Okay. Just look at what is happening here. It's good. Things are good. Yep, that is what we got there. Imetulenga kidogo, but at least we were waiting to buy more and more. Made some reverse. I'm making some dollars here from 43, and the one I sold all the way down. I showed you that. That is the two entries that I got there from NFP. What is happening to this? Because you can see it is really constant here. That means gold is moving on its own. And there's high possibility if you keep moving that, then this is going to keep moving like this. The direction is not ever. So unless the trend is cut off, still we are moving. And that is very important for this market. So what are we going to be getting from this onwards? Gold is trading at that 355. So if you bought from that point, that's good. 43, 46 as well. We don't hit those prices. It's just a small entry there. At 55, we get a positive data and then gold started moving up. Nothing wrong with that, but it's okay. We might be moving to 83, a big 83. We might be moving to 80s, 80. We might be touching 80. Probably at the end of it. But be patient enough, because they're going to actually, the moment you think that is over, because you can keep closing your position waiting to hit, and then the next hour you realize you messed up. 57, and there you go. We are done with that. So 58, the market is moving up. I'm thinking of 80, and that is going to be around 80. So 80. Is this 80? Let me see. Yeah, this is 80. Oh, you see these points here? This is 80. I'm thinking about 80. 80 is here. 80. 80. Okay. I'm thinking about 80. So 80 can actually be very inevitable, but the market can actually be touching that very fast. But in case we revisit this, remember what I said. I'm going to break even 43. I don't trust 43. When this market revisit 43, just know we are going to bet and break there and to 120s. That is when I can have buys there. So in case you bought at 43 and you're in profit, or 44, 46, set a break even there. Drag your stop loss to be your entry. Drag your stop loss to be the entry. Drag your stop loss to be at the entry if you're going to hold. But you can hold all the way to 80. At the place you are past, stop, take profit at 380. The rest, what you're going to do is set that price at break even. Set that price at break even. If we revisit that 43 again, the market is going to break that. Okay, set your stop loss at break even. Set your, I repeat, set your stop loss at the 343. Break even at that point. You listen, TP at 380. So in case you break that, just good news. Yeah. I think if Angon does not get to 34.15 and below today, then on Monday we are back to buy. Of course, more of our entries focusing on buying. So that is what we're going to do. Fox, fellow traders, I'm done. Not my name. I'm saying that I'm done with this. I'm done with this one. So I need now to take a break. I need to relax. I need to take a road trip. I need to go and eat well, take a break, and do other things. I need to refresh now. The week has been tough. We have been training the whole week. I think although I missed some trains there, some live streams, but that was so nice. I'm not going to trend again. I'm going to keep these $100. I'm going to spend some good amount of money. Of course, I have to withdraw. This one, the other days that I've been trading, the week has ended so well. Thank God. I'll be announcing again on my YouTube whether we've been going to be having more of these live streams. So always keep tuned and always make sure that you subscribe, like, and the most important part is make sure that you ring that bell, because sometimes I might decide that there's a signal that a very important point that I've seen in the market. There's a buy point I'm saying that I can share with you a signal. So I just decide to come and announce live. And when you actually, if you have subscribed so well, like you subscribe and turn notification bell, and maybe hiyo wakati utakuwa na data, the YouTube is actually going to notify you that I'm live, and you're going to be clicking that. Unaingia hapo kidogo, you enter, then you start trading and start making money all together. Okay, so don't miss that. You can as well, for those who be, kindly follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. That is going to be very important as well. At Dan Tech. All my social media platforms are linked on the profile of the YouTube. Okay. I'll see you again. Adios, 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 adios. I'll see you again probably on Monday. Monday. Adios, adios. Bye bye and have a nice weekend. Bye and have a nice weekend. Nice weekend.